as much as I accept the biblical verse that says money answers all things, it becomes very realistic when the payee knows how to replenish his or her source of income. Knowledge is key if we want to take this industry to the next level. In this vein, the union has undertaken a couple of training programs to empower both the leadership and the members to acquire the requisite knowledge to enable us to grow our enterprises and, for that matter, the entire music industry at large. Training has been pivotal in our administration. We have organized different training programs where some were across the nation. We had the Business Development Services Fund, which is a core training program, organizing 2 major programs for our leadership. So all regional executives have been trained by the BDF, which is a Business Development Fund. The British Council has also collaborated with us to organize active development forums for our individual musicians in the regions. The British Council has collaborated with the union by supporting us with some of the educational components of the Ghana Music Week. And again, the British Council this year is organizing an artist development forum with us at the Northern region, which is one of our key regions. In addition to this, we again held an artist development forum in Kumasi, where musicians learned about copyright, we learned about artist management, we learned about performances, where people who knew about these knowledges, had knowledge on these, shared with our bigger fold. It looks as if it's been ages, but it's just been 2 years. Within the 2 years, one other intervention that my executive take pride in is a major intervention that we brought into the music industry. In a facing age where producers, executive producers who investment in the music industry is missing, where every musician is ended up with he finding ways to do his own job. We were able to convince the executives of a very, very credible microfinance savings and loan company to enter into an agreement with the Musicians Union of Ghana to provide loans for musicians who can submit business plans that are credible, that can be trusted, for them to secure collateral-free loans from this firm. This led to the launching of our Ajumapa loans, which is a major loan facility that is operated by Midland Savings and Loans, that every member who is able to satisfy their requirements gets a loan which is collateral-free, and the person must just pay back the loan. And the interest for that loan is also 3% lower than their traditional loans that they give out. This was a major I know musicians who have taken Ajumapa loans and they are using it to expand their business. I encourage other musicians who have what it takes to secure funding from this facility and use this investment to turn their careers around, to apply to the Ajumapa loan facility with Midland Savings and Loans, and they should expand their music business. Within the year in review, one other major manifesto promise, as well as executive passion that we've been able to achieve, is our Aging Musicians Welfare Fund. Many of you will remember that before I was even elected into office as MUSIGA president, the Ajumapa acronym, the A in the acronym stood for Aging Musicians Welfare. And it's a major thing that my executive have brought into this vision and we have embarked on. And I am happy to say that as we sit now, we have a fund that has been launched, that is operational, that is called the Aging Musicians Welfare Fund. The fund, for short, is called AMWEF, and it is managed by First Bank Financial Management Services. The fund seeks to provide financial support for musicians who are in need, but the fund gives prominence to musicians who are 60 years and above. I am calling on all individuals, corporate Ghana, corporate organizations to support this fund by either donating in the fund or by investing in the fund. I I encourage everybody here who says that they love music, they love the industry, that individually nothing is too small. From your own pockets, you can invest into the fund. When you invest in the fund, it is your own investment. You are not dashing the money or donating the money to the fund. And you get return on the investment of the fund. And the fund is managed by credible people, so you are rest assured that your funds are safe. The AMWEF fund promises rates that are 1 to 3% above government treasury bill rates. And so that is what it is like, and I encourage you to support it. Within our 2 years, one issue that has been on our drawing boards that we are almost about to launch, because we are almost through with the reviews, is a pension scheme. Because we don't want current practicing musicians to have the challenges that our older musicians are having now. The union has been doing a lot of consultations with credible pension scheme funds, pension scheme organizations, pension scheme companies, to come up with a scheme that best fits our informal nature, our informal way of doing things. A scheme that musicians can contribute to in their active days as musicians. That can cater some aspect of life insurance for them, that can also cater some aspects of pension in the ages when they are finally retired in their work as musicians. The union will soon be coming out with this pension scheme, and we will be launching it before the end of the year. It is sad to witness a number of musicians troop into this national office asking for financial help, where there's no such condition that exists in the union. So we believe strongly that with such an intervention, we will go a long way into making our musicians' life protected by the time we get there. Future, we will have security. It looks like most of the things we have shared has been activities that have gone on at the national office. MUSIGA has a strong representation in all the 10 regions of Ghana. We have our regional offices, and so I will also throw some light on some of the activities that MUSIGA in the regions have been embarking on. Within the past 1 year that we are reviewing, through the efforts of the Musicians Union of Ghana, every region received capacity building and some funds to be able to help them also build their own capacities. The regional offices have been engaged in different programs. As I mentioned earlier, the regional offices took part in all the peace campaigns that we organized in 2012. So every region organized their own kind of peace campaign. Again, I will single out some of the regions who have done things that are extremely marvelous. In the Western region, the union is collaborating with the Ghana Health Service on different charity programs. They are buying a blood bank, fridge, and other activities for the Efiam Cancer Hospital. I'm also aware that in the Volta region, the region has been involved in planning the maiden edition of the Volta Music and Dance Festival. The Ashanti Regional Branch of the Union, which now their offices at the Cultural Center have acquired land that they are developing their own office, which is a major landmark achievement. Also, the Ashanti Regional Branch of MUSIGA has organized 3 different workshops for its members, as well as traditional musicians who are currently not members of the union, and they are roping them in to become members of the union. Also, the Upper West Regional Branch of the union has been able to secure funding from the Institute of Music and Development through the sponsorship of the Ghana Danish Cultural Fund, and they are acquiring a set of musical instruments to use to ply their trade in the region. The Greater Accra Regional Branch of MUSIGA has instituted the Industry Nights, which seeks to bring close to the music industry through networking and other platforms, showcasing of talent. The Northern Regional Branch of MUSIGA has done collaborations with the Goethe Institute and also the Institute of Music and Development. Through these collaborations, they have organized workshops, they have organized trainings, and they have organized some concerts. In the Eastern region, the Eastern Regional Branch of MUSIGA has acquired their own office. So they have their own office within this past 1 year. They have their own office now. And they are working on a lot of other activities to create jobs for their members. I have all the regional executives here, so during question and answer time, you may want to ask particular questions at particular regions. They will be available to also answer. Now I'll come back to some of the activities that we have still done within this 1 year that has just gone. And I count them within the 2 years that I have been in office, together with my team as the current executives of MUSIGA. I believe all of you know our partnership with the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards, which is the Ghana Music Awards scheme, our partnership with Charterhouse. During the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards 2013, the union, in our pursuit to ensure improved and encouraging rewards for winners of the Music Awards scheme, through our efforts, presented a brand new car to the ultimate winner of the night, which was a Rover that we presented to R2Beats. This was made possible due to our strengthened and improved relationship with the organizers of the Music Awards. I wish to reaffirm our commitment to Charterhouse and the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards that we will continue to work together and ensure that the awards continues to celebrate Ghanaian musicians and give them what they are due. Within the last year that we have been in office, as a key within our 2 years, we have been working closely with our new ministry. If you remember, we used to be under the Ministry of Chieftaincy and Culture, and it has now become we now have the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, which we have been aligned, and we are under that ministry. We are working closely with the ministry to set up the Creative Arts Council. Many of you have questioned about Music Council, but the direction of government is to establish a Creative Arts Council because all over the world, attention is being moved into the creative arts, being grouped as a council to be able to attract attention from government, attention from states. So we are adding our efforts to the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts to establish the Creative Arts Council, which we are a key stakeholder. Quite recently, one major activity or major project that we have been chasing for the last 2 years materialized, and it is coming into fruition. I am glad to say that by the hard work of our executives, MUSIGA will soon be opening up its own academy, which is called the MUSIGA Academy. From January next year, MUSIGA will begin its training for practitioners as part of the MUSIGA Academy program. We have already signed a contract with the Skills Development Fund, which is the Council for Technical and Vocational Education Training Project. The union has an MOU with the School of Performing Arts, University of Ghana, to implement a competence-based industry skills development program under the MUSIGA Academy. Now, one of the things that is seen as the biggest bane of our industry is the absence of the manpower requirement that can propel talent that we have in this country. One of the things that abound in this country as far as the music industry is concerned is talent. But people question, why is talent never able to more or less like propel into the next phases of the industry? The key, most difficulty is that talent lacks the accompaniments that can move talent to the next stage. Talent lacks the right artist manager, the right artist publicist, the right A&R manager, the right tour manager, the right marketing and branding manager for talent, which is a musician. These are the things that are lacking, and these are the things that the MUSIGA Academy will be teaching. MUSIGA Academy will be training the skills that are required in the industry to propel the Ghanaian musician into the next phase of their career. The first phase of the MUSIGA Academy has been sponsored 100%. So we're encouraging all musicians, all people who have interest all artists, managers, people who have interest for certain roles in the music industry, but do not have an education institute to attend now, that a specialized academy has been set up that from January will be rendering these courses to practitioners. So you can, all interested parties can draw closer when the academy starts rolling out. And the first 100 beneficiaries are free. They won't be charged any fees. Also, in the coming weeks, the union, together with NAFTI, from 2012, will be rolling out a degree program at NAFTI. Some of you may know that from 2014, NAFTI will no longer be NAFTI, but it will become the Creative Media and Creative Arts University. And NAFTI will no longer be under the Ministry of Information, but they will be moved under the Ministry of Education. Together with the NAFTI executive and NAFTI leadership, we have entered into an agreement for NAFTI to set up a department that they will call the MUSIGA Music Production Department. This department would give certified programs, diplomas, and degrees to people who want to pursue their music